Good evening. I'd like to call the Board of Education meeting for Wednesday, February 25th, 2015 to order. Can we have a roll call, please, Mrs. Schlueter?
Mr. Alexandrovich?
Here.
Mrs. Evans?
Here.
Mrs. Klein?
Here.
Mrs. Larson?
Here.
Mr. Nielsen?
Here.
And I'm here.
And Mrs. Witkowski is excused. Okay. And has the meeting been properly posted, Ms. Dade?
Yes.
Thank you. Please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 on the agenda is community comment. Per board policy, we allow up to 15 minutes of resident comment. Would you like to make a comment? No. Hearing none, we'll move to item 4, approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Nielsen. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Alexandrovich. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the agenda say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Item 5, consent agenda. Would any board member like to remove an item from the consent agenda? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to approve consent agenda items 5A through 5E?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Alexandrovich, second.
Second?
Second by Mrs. Klein. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. School board announcements. Do we have any?
Oh, me? Okay. Well, my favorite announcement of all. Wrestling, we're sending 2 young men to the state wrestling tournament, which starts tomorrow. Gavin Devine at 285 pounds and Noah Larson at 138 pounds, so cheer them on. Starts tomorrow. And I also had the opportunity to meet with Brad Anderson. He is I am the liaison to the rec department. It's a very interesting meeting. Brad really has a pulse on what's happening in our community, and the bottom line is we need more space to run our programs. So I think it would be well worth it to invite Brad here, and he can really get in depth with the whole entire board, but it was a very interesting meeting.
Okay, we'll put that on a future agenda item. Thank you.
I had the opportunity to meet with Chris Reuter at Forest Park last week. I'm the liaison for Forest Park, and it was the first time I had been in the building in about 4 years. So there were some really nice changes that have been made, both facility-wise and programming-wise. And it really, I don't know, we talked quite a bit about some of the changes that they have made and some of the other things that they would like to do if they had the ability to do that from a facility standpoint. So I was very impressed by what they're doing with what they have, and it's nice to think about what potential might be if we're able to do more at that level.
Thank you. Anything else?
The boys swim and dive went to state. They came back with 19th out of 45. So that's pretty good. And it's kind of, well, it's community related. On Thursday at Showtime, I believe at 7:30, there's a showing for the Madison Scouts nonprofit, their marching band. They're having a viewing. Marcus Robo put that together, so you can go online and get tickets to see that. It's really kind of a background thing, and he's doing raffles to try and fund he's moving to the Blue Stars, which are to lacrosse, through the DCI band drum corps is what they're called. So just kind of an interesting community thing.
Thank
And
you.
he's a former student.
Yes, he is.
Recently, a former student.
Okay.
The Art Fiesta, Dr. Dessert.
Oh,
would you
sure, I
like
can
to
share
highlight that?
We're very excited. The Art Fiesta is going to be in the renovated high school facility. I was over there watching them frantically run to get organized because they can do no prep work. They're setting it all up tomorrow before the fiesta because of the different venue. So what you see this year, you might not see in the future, but the notion is you will be greeted at the front door, and then you will
move into the main foyer, I'm not sure of the exact term, but the main foyer area to see the elementary art work. You will move over into the new art complex to see some of the middle and high school work and the administrators doing their paintings. And then we will move down the hall, and the actual presentations of the awards to the students who are being honored will be done in the Saber Center. And in the area outside the Saber Center is where we will feature the high school artwork. So they will be setting up on easels artwork around that area. And then the only real change this year, they always fundraise to allow us to put on the fiesta at no cost to the district. But this year, because of the change and the amount of prep work that's going to go in right before the actual fiesta, we chose to remove some of those fundraisers because it was difficult to manage in a new facility. But we are going to live auction off each of the administrators' paintings on stage one at a time, and we're hoping that will bring in some funds for us, and Chad Kafka will be our auctioneer. So if you're looking, I promised them I would sit in the audience and make the first bid, because they didn't want to feel foolish as administrators not getting anybody to bid on their work. So that's the only change, but we're looking forward to it. They're all excited to be in the new building, and we're very excited to bring several elementary parents and families up to that facility.
Do you have the
So it is,
date and time?
it is 6 o'clock tomorrow till about 8 o'clock it runs.
Okay.
And it's 5:45 and 6:45 for the actual presentations in the Saber Center. They run half the schools at one time and half the schools at another.
Thank you. Dr. Zelmer, you're still involved with Saber Robotics, correct?
Not really. I mean, I attend the competition sometimes, and I know about it, but
Because I'm not aware if the board received an invitation to the Saber Robotics from March 19th to the 21st at the UWM Panther Arena, and we usually get that. So I just happened to see an invitation to that.
okay,
So-
I can pass that along to Mike Dix
Okay,
and the robotics folks at the high school.
thank you.
The robotics team is also hosting a movie night
Yeah.
for Slingshot. It's on the Saturday the 28th well, it's movie day. It's at 2 o'clock at the high school.
Okay, thank you. School board calendar, we have a regular board meeting on Wednesday, March 11th, 2015, here at the Education and Community Center at 6 o'clock p.m., and a regular board meeting Wednesday, March 25th, 2015, here at the ECC at 6 o'clock p.m. Item 8, under reports and presentations, we were supposed to have an FHS Student Senate report, but our student rep had to work tonight, so that will be, she got called into work, so we'll be having that in March. And then 8B, the treasurer's report. You all had a chance to review that. It's found online under board docs. And we have a short meeting tonight. Dr. Pats is at a conference, so now I'm looking for a motion to enter into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute 19.85 sub 1 sub E for competitive and bargaining reasons to discuss settlement issues related to litigation involving the school district. Do I hear that motion?
I would make that motion.
Motion by Mrs. Larson. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Schlueter. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Nielsen?
Aye.
Mrs. Evans?
Aye.
I will say yes. Mr. Alexandrovich?
Aye.
Mrs. Klein?
Aye.
And Mrs. Larson?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, we are now into closed session. Okay, we're back in open session at 6:23. And next item on the agenda is board meeting debriefing, item 10. Does anyone have any comments about the meeting? Hearing none. Future agenda items. We have the 2014-15 budget update on March 11th. And we have a superintendent, this says self-evaluation, but I believe we already did the self-evaluation in December. So we're currently filling out our portion of the superintendent evaluation for March 11th. the district health insurance renewal for March 11th, youth options request, March 25th, and world language trip approval for March 25th, and the superintendent's 360 evaluation, March 25th. And then also Megan will be sending out our survey for the board evaluation, which will probably be the first meeting in April. And then we'll try to work out, as Mrs. Larson suggested, having a rec department update.
That March 11th health insurance renewal, is that just a general discussion update, or is that going to be?
There'll be a closed session, actually,
Oh.
because we have some specific information with regard to the negotiation of our contract that has to be shared in closed session.
Okay.
Otherwise, it influence other bids.
I have a question. Should that be 15-16 budget update? Is that, or is
You're
that
right.
the upcoming budget? Okay.
Okay, good catch. Anything else? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second.
Motion by Mrs. Klein, second by Mr. Alexandrovich. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned at 6:25.